DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody who support me and who support this platform, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. It's very much appreciated. Tonight, we got a special guest, episode 13, A Real Spill. Got my man Ronin Martin coming through. So shout out to him. I'll be sending him the link in a minute. I'm gonna give y'all some time to come through. If you're listening, make sure you smash that like button. Also, share the show. We gonna get this thing rocking, man. So shout out to everybody, man. This is episode 13 of Real Spill. If you would like to be on the next episode of Real Spill, email me, dsalliance1@gmail.com. That's dsalliance1@gmail.com. If you would like to be the next guest on the next episode of Real Spill, man. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the guests that has partaken in the Real Spill, episodes 1 through 12. Shout out to y'all. But like I said, just email me, dsalliance1@gmail.com. You would like to be on the next episode. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to come through. I see some people coming in. I appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna send my man Ronin the link, and we gonna get this conversation, gonna get this good conversation rocking, man. So shout out to everybody. What's going on, Tony? Yeah, this should definitely be a good one for sure. What up, Chef? I appreciate that, Chef. That was that was another 2017 throwback. You know, all my premieres that y'all see is some of my throwback content. But yeah, I appreciate that, Chef. I appreciate that. But go ahead and send my man Ronan the link. I want to keep my man waiting for too long. Okay. So I sent my man Ronan the link. I'm gonna wait for him to fall through. We're gonna get the conversation rocking. But I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to y'all who been supporting the content today. Like I said, all my premieres are, you know, it's throwback content. It's content I was doing when I first got on YouTube back in 2016, early 2016 and 2017. Shout out to y'all for tuning into that, man. I'm gonna definitely be keeping the premieres going for sure. Just so y'all can get an idea of the type of content I was dropping when I first came on YouTube, you know, just to give y'all a timeline. because I don't know if y'all noticed, but at one point I wasn't even going by Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I was DS1 Alliance. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but yeah. I'm just waiting for my man Ronin to come through. If you tuning in, Ronin, check your email, man. But yeah, man, that last stream I premiered, you know, it has a deeper meaning, man. Lies are more interesting than the truth. Pay real close attention to these streams that I'm premiering because this stuff is valid for right now with what we're dealing with on YouTube. Like I said before, a lot of stuff in the past, man, I spoke on a lot of things, man. Okay, cool, bro. But check your email. The link is in the email. All you gotta do is click the link, and then I'll just add you up here, and you good. But yeah, a lot of the content, man, is definitely suitable for now, for what's currently been going on. So y'all stay tuned, man, and y'all just pay attention. Pay attention, man. There's a method to my madness. Shout out to all my mods. Y'all been holding it down. Shout out to all my mods, man. Shout out to everybody who's been donating. Um, I haven't been able to catch the donations and stuff like that. I know I shouted a couple of y'all out, but the ones I didn't get to, I apologize. Shout out to all of y'all who's been donating. You know, I actually just got home. So when y'all see me commenting in the premiere streams, you know, I'm working. So sometimes I'll jump on our comment, but for the most part, I'm not able to thank everyone. But shout out to my mods for holding it down. Excuse me. Shout out to my brother Rob. Salute to you, big bro. I appreciate you. Okay, I got you. All right, it's there, Ronin. Check your email, bro. It's there. And once you click that link and I see you pop up, I'll just add you. So then you'll be good. I know a lot of people been saying the StreamYard joint is kind of confusing. It's pretty simple to me, but I know a lot of people has been saying it's kind of confusing. So I get it, bro. Trust me. Tony Smith, what's going on, bro? Yeah, man, that was a classic stream, Rob. That was a classic stream, big bro. You know? And I'm gonna just go ahead and say this, man, because I know how this YouTube shit go. That last stream that I premiered, it wasn't to put nobody out there or none of that. It was me trying to make a point on what we should really pay attention to and how people use lies to slander people, man. And how people on YouTube is more interested in lies because lies are more interesting than the truth. People feed into lies more than they'll feed into the truth or delve into the truth. And that was the whole point behind me playing that shit, you know? Because that's how a lot of the YouTube drama keep going. It keeps going because people love the lies. People love that shit. They love to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It don't matter who telling the truth or not. Because lies are more interesting than the truth anyway on YouTube. Shit in life. You know, for the most part, most people they invest their whole life into lies, man. They live their whole life a lie under a false pretense. And they use their lying and conniving ways to hurt other people, man. But yeah, that was a classic stream, man.
It was
Okay, I got you, Ronan. What's good, bro?
chilling, man. Yeah, that was a wild stream earlier.
You gotta mute your YouTube, bro.
All right, hold on. All right, I'm on.
Okay, what's going on, man?
Nah, just maintaining, man. Just appreciating the work you putting out there, man. I'd like to see some positive conversation with the brothers, especially those like yourself and others.
No doubt, man. No doubt. And I appreciate the support. You know,
Always, man.
I appreciate the support. So, you know, I ain't gonna keep you too long, but let's just start off, man. And I want to ask you what brought you to this side of YouTube? Because what I remember you from is the 5150 show. You know what I'm saying? I'm a avid 5150 watcher. You know,
Right.
I watch it every week. You know, I was around since the old days,
Oh
and
man.
you was a staple, man. You know, Corey used to shout you out. Shit, I
Right.
think I think he said you and him even you met him and Darlene.
Yeah, I met
Yeah,
them back in 2017 and flew out to LA. And it was supposed to be me and Harmony. She's on the 5150 show. I thought it was me and her chilling. Then we ended up meeting quite a few people who fuck around with 5150. So it turned out to be a big ass gathering. Saw Mimi, Darlene, Zoe, Corey. He was doing what was that? Black Jesus. He was still filming that at the time, and it turned out to be a great event. We're going to do it again this year. So that's
yeah,
where we've
man.
been.
And you was man, like the shit you used to say, man, was like, who is this dude? Like what? Like how the hell does this shit come out of his head? Like man, so what brought you to the black side of YouTube, man?
You know, it's good to mess around with 5150 Nation, but the thing is like unlike a lot of these characters like Puerto Rican Pee Wee and Corkfoot Cornelius, you'll have individuals like us who live life offline. And doing blog talk radio over the years, we'd end the show asking, people what would they suggest to make things different, and everyone would ask the same old question: what is the solution? What's the solution? And in most times, instead of being a solution, they would look for an easy out. They just go in there just like they did with church. They'll go out there and basically go get the message, and then once they get out there, they're back to square one again, doing Groundhog Day. So, in just not just hearing what a lot of brothers like yourself have to say, we have to show and prove and live it, not just talk it, just walk it. And having been through enough experiences on my own, I figure, hey, get around some like-minded brothers. They might have some information that you can apply for yourself and be better, and share vice versa, instead of doing what a lot of these characters do, um, promoting, broadcasting their dysfunction and issues with no sense of improvement. So it wasn't hard to find it when I was looking to do some self-improvement for myself. You guys showed up in mass, so it didn't take too hard to find it.
Man, that's interesting, bro. That's interesting. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that you feel like, myself and this platform is something that, could help. You could come here and you could get information to build upon. So I appreciate that. Number one. And my next question is gonna be, um, so being that you're saying that, what is your opinion on the black manosphere? Because when I first when I first came in contact or heard of the manosphere, and I even did a stream about it, I thought it represented brotherhood. You know, um,
Yeah.
I thought it was a group of brothers that was interested in males' rights activism. Men coming together and standing strong and just representing each other as being men. But I see it's took the wrong turn to hell, man. So what is your current sentiments on the manosphere? What a black manosphere, rather.
Well, like you, when I first came in, when I heard about the Black Manosphere, my ears perked up, and I went after what I perceived what it should have been. It should have been about enough brothers who brought their respective experiences and abilities together as a collective in order for us to improve as a collective and extend it outwards. But over time, you started seeing individuals who show that their priorities are in the wrong place. And there was a big following about that, because it seems like there's a big market in our dysfunction. I can't even call it the manosphere anymore. I call it the encelosphere. Um, that's just what it basically is. You have individuals who were it's upset about not getting access to something that you should get along the way, building yourself, as an individual or as a collective. And seeing that there's pedophiles, there's trannies out here, there's these outright weirdos just flaky side advocates. It's shameful, but it's a necessary thing because we need to see who these individuals are, and it's a vetting process. As you always say, we have to heal before we build, and there's a lot of broken brothers, more or less, I'll say shattered individuals out here, and the women need to see it, but more or less us brothers who are looking forward need to see what not either what we've been or what we could be if we allow ourselves to slip up like that far. And as far as the incelosphere, um, it's going to collapse. It's definitely it's already collapsing right now, just for them doing what they do. And I made this statement ever since 2009. It always takes a pussy to expose and control one. And right now, you're having a 10 for 12 sale in the incelosphere.
Right, right. I totally agree. That's a great way to put it, man. And do you think, because there's some people who feel like, you know, it can be resurrected. How do you feel about that?
uh, Put it like this. Think of it intellectual dysfunction, worse than erectile dysfunction. It can never be but back again. Um, what they stand on, it wasn't meant to stay up for long. It just wasn't. They have no principles. They have no structure. They have no discipline. There's no checks and balances there. So it's every wimp for himself, and it's basically going to destroy itself like a cancer, but on steroids. So it's not meant to be built back again. The men who were about something, hurry up and evacuate that area, because that mindset and those actions are toxic, and you don't want to be associated with a legion of lames. It just doesn't work for you. That ruins your reputation and what you stand for.
Indeed, indeed. So how long now have you been partaking in YouTube?
I was brought in 2009 in August. Today it'll be 10 years I've been here, and off and on. I figured, like, with the whole original gender war, I figured I'd go try my hand at internet radio, which I found out I liked it. But it's no different there. It's a different street, but it's the same chaos. A lot of people looking for an outlet to air their grievances, but not address them properly. So coming back here and seeing what yourself, Anger Man, and a legion of others are doing, and not just talking about it, but shout out to Kevin Samuels, showing their work, not just by their word, but their merits. That puts a stamp on everything. That's why it's completely different than the Ocelosphere, because all they have to do is talk about circular topics, which really is no different than them swirling around the drain. And that's where all the shit has to go.
Right, right. I agree with that, man. So how do you do you ever think the YouTube bullshit will ever stop? Because I've been on YouTube now for, I'm gonna say, about 3 years,
Mhm.
or three and some change. And I've sort of dysfunction as soon as I came around. Like, I was being attacked like within the first month of me being on YouTube. I was, a sister let me come on her panel. She used to always have open panels. I
Right.
jumped on, everything was cool. The next day I woke up. Somebody sent me a video, she attacking me on Facebook for, for like
Yeah.
for like no reason. So do you ever think that shit will stop, or do you think that's just something that's part of it?
That's a little bit of both. It's kind of weird to say it. Like, when they brought you on, it was a vetting process. They wanted to see what you were about. If you was on the same uh, drama or nonsense that they were on. And when they see that there's something about you, something positive, that there's a light in you, those angry shadows are going to fuck with you. They're going to do what they did. I've experienced this numerous times, and a lot of us respond in different ways. Sometimes I roast individuals. Other times I ignore them. When you have these individuals out here doxing and doing all this goofy shit that they don't realize that we're cut different. Like you and I, we probably travel in that city and broadcast something that's like, I'm out here, what's up? That's just how we do. But for you to do your thing in 3 years, and for some, they've been in YouTube or whatever platform from the beginning and have nothing to show for it. That's one of the main things that pisses them off. It's part of the game, but seeing that you're still doing your thing shows your resolve, that you're stuck. I mean, you're set on your purpose. And I tell guys to, or tell women too, to literally fuck the shit out of your purpose and see that life is pregnant with possibilities. But the individuals you're dealing with, these are living examples of aborted ambitions. Simple and plain. So it's just part of the game.
Right. So, do you ever think about like just dropping content? Because I see Wolf. He started his channel. His information is really good. I think if you was to just drop some content, man, I think it'd be powerful. But I also feel like you're more of a you're more of a you participate, but you kind of you don't really want to you don't want to you don't want to jump into the pool all the way. You rather just put your feet in the water.
Yeah, I do drop content, and the content I drop is like showing guys that being an incel is a disability of choice. Like as men, we're supposed to oppose environment. And this environment is very toxic for men who are looking to be masculine men, for progressive men. So I'm showing in real time that I'm making my journey just like as you should be. Just how you're building your channel and your influence. I'm doing the same thing in my own path. Not to clout chase, not to gain an army of idiots to basically, or sycophants, but motivate others. Like, look, he's doing what I'm doing. What's the best? I mean, like, what's it going to be like when I realize my best self, my greater self, instead of making excuses? Like seeing what you do, I don't have an excuse. As a man, I can accept excuses, and everybody's watching. So as I broadcast what I broadcast, it shows that there are gains being made. And if you take the time to invest in yourself, you'd be surprised what you see, what others see or need to see. But I can make appearances on people's platforms, but the thing is, like, one, you're right, I don't go head on because of the clusterfuck I saw last few months. As embarrassing that is, but it's a measure of protection because me, I had individuals dox somebody I was close to, and sent some very lewd stuff about doing stuff with their kids. And I've let people know the police had better find them before I do. So you have to be very mindful of these characters out here because they'll do any and everything, not just for clout, but just for attention. And I believe Five Knuckle Fellowship still works.
And I feel you, and that's why I asked you that question, because I sense that from you, man. You're very reserved, but I know how that could transfer really quick, because I've had that happen to me, and I feel like a lot of times when you're a content creator and you're very honest, some people like to use certain things against you, and I've had people attack me. I've had people attack my family, and at one point, and this is why I try to stay out of the whole drama shit. And what I do now is I just crack jokes, because I've actually went there before,
Yeah, right.
because people have people push that envelope. And I realized, man, that's not a place where I need to be, for myself and for my family, because I went to a point where, my children were scared. Like, they were
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, what's going on with dad? Like, is everything okay? And they started getting, and I didn't like that. And that's when I
Right.
knew I had to say, well, you gotta back off. You know, you gotta back off, and you have to take a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do, man. I still rock with the people I rock with, but a lot of things I steer away from because I know where I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like you said, man, sometimes this type of space could be toxic for certain kind of men, because what we believe in and what we stand on is what we gonna die for.
Right.
And to some people who like to play online, that shit could be a detriment to them. But it can also be rewarding to them, because at the end of the day, they just want you to go away. And
Yeah.
sometimes they'll keep poking at you, and then you end up putting yourself away. You know, almost kind of like tricking yourself off the street.
Right.
And that's something I never want to do. So I always remain mindful, and I could kind of understand that. That's why your approach is the way it is,
Yeah.
because I understand how that feels, man, for real. Um,
Ah, I agree
my
with that.
my next question is, how do you feel about the whole pill um theology? Because that shit is going way left now, man.
Uh, yeah. Here's what I'll say unedited about the pill philosophy. I believe it makes sense. I get the connection to it to the Matrix. I definitely feel it wholeheartedly. What you're seeing is a lot of people bastardizing not just the term and the ideology itself, but there's a lot of jelly bean ass niggas out here. They're not red pill. It's just jelly bean. Because you figure, look at the difference with, let's say, the red pill, black pill, the blue pill. It's bitter to the taste. Wasn't meant to taste sweet. It's not placebo, but you take it and you get the desired effect. Blue pill, you believe whatever you want to believe. Red pill is bitter, but you become stronger in knowing the truth and moving forward. Building from when you got pissed off, which a lot of us have or still are, and become a better man in spite of what you're seeing. These jelly beans, you can squeeze them and you see what it was really about. It don't take much pressure about jelly beans. I don't call them red pills. They're Flintstone tablets, uh, Midolls. I call them all that shit, but they're not red pill. Um, and you can tell by their actions. They can repeat talking points, but that's why, individuals like yourself, I can see there's a level of discernment. You don't just say something. I follow for the consistency, for the actions of words to work in concert. If you do not have that going for you, I can never take you seriously, nor should anybody else. So everyone, well, I'll tell you what red pill isn't. It isn't being a D-list porn star. It's not about being a dude sending unsolicited meat resumes or living egregious lies on and offline. The truth is the truth, unsweetened and everything. And once you take hold of the truth of what you've known or experienced it to be, they can never use it against you. You turn it into a weapon. I was like, if that's all you have, you got to come with something harder, because I know what the fuck I am and I know what I'm doing. That's just it.
Definitely, man. Because, and I'm glad you put it that way, man. Because you know I feel like they're trying to use they're trying to use what They're trying to use a philosophy and turn it into. It seems like they trying to turn everything into some dating shit. Like everything is revolved around dating. Like, well, you're not gonna get that much dates if you're blue pill, and like, like what? I don't. This shit is baffling to me, man, and I feel like I feel, I really feel, man. It's like,
Man, go in,
damn.
man. Just go in, man. Just say what you really feel. Get to the point. I know what you're saying. Say what you really feel,
Yeah,
man.
man,
No buffers.
listen, man, these dudes are just fucking cornballs, man, and they're really setting a bad example.
Hmm,
They're really setting a bad example for black men,
yeah,
and they don't understand that they're proving a lot of the women talking points that
right.
they've been saying for a long time. Like right now, Cynthia G is looking a hell of a lot right.
And that's sad.
That's sad. So Peg Leg Willie
Uh,
and all these other guys who've worked for years to try to prove Christian Carol is in wrong, try to prove, Cynthia G wrong. You
hmm,
motherfuckers turn around and prove them right.
yeah.
All that work for all these years, you prove that they were right. And that shit make us look bad as a whole, as men, because we actually had, other guys were actually, you know, caping for that shit. Like, yo, this shit needs to stop. You know, there are solid dudes out here, and it's
Yeah.
like, damn, man, we back at square one again.
You know, it's tragic comedy to realize that they turned El Scapo into a prophet. I don't understand that shit. Just a man of principle and purpose gets pussy on purpose while chasing it. But you got these weenies out here who put on a pedestal only to get shit on every single time. Even if she gives him some. How you feel good about getting Clarence Mancucci? How?
Right.
Where's the pride in that? And again, it's like you have these guys who talk about nothing but access to women. Like again, how can you sell anybody on you when you haven't sold yourself on you? That's what I'm seeing in the whole conversation. It might be worded different. You might say beauty is everything, but what that's telling me is like you haven't realized yourself. I mean, like you mentioned it before in a few streams before. Some guys use their career as a weave, or their car's makeup, or all these superficial things instead of those complimenting of what he is as a man in general. Some things you can't buy, rent, or lease. And you put all these dudes together, I could get about 10 Snapple caps and still make more money than them. Still. It
Man.
just gotta suck.
Yeah,
It's
man.
gotta
Damn.
suck, man.
I
Like,
mean,
I mean,
damn.
as you as a man, I'm just saying, like, it'd be beneath you to do what some of these guys do, basically being dehydrated, jumping in DMs, sending dick pics to chicks for whatever. Why? What? It's
Damn.
tragic, man. It's tragic, man.
It really is, man. And see, I want to say this too, man.
Mhm.
The purpose of me creating this platform in the beginning, it was for me to actually build a platform for other brothers that I know personally and that I meet along the way to actually come here and have something to stand upon. Like if you have a brand,
Mhm.
like what Angry Man did with his platform.
Man,
He's branded himself through his platform. And
right?
and that is what my whole purpose for ever coming on YouTube was
Yeah.
to give men an outlet, mainly black men.
Mhm.
That's all I'm focused on. I ain't focused on nobody else.
I feel that.
mainly us, to have a place to say, well, I can go to Sheep Stay Sleep TV and he can promote what I do. He can put
Right.
a banner up. He can get me business. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like what I found out with the Black Manosphere was a lot of those guys were just selfish, man. It was really, you know, their whole thing was self-gratifying. It really was never about the brothers. It really was
For the
just
chair.
about them,
Right.
and it really was just about them and what they can accumulate. And they was willing to sacrifice us, man. I feel like they sacrificed everybody else who was working toward that common goal, man.
Mhm.
And they just threw everybody else under the bus, man. That's how I felt, you know?
Yeah. And you have every right to feel that way. Because this is social media, if used properly, is a way to network. It's a place of business. It's like a common area to get things done. But what a lot of individuals have done is turn this into free therapy sessions or trying to get monetized for their dysfunction. So, in a way, it's good to know where they're at. I mean, this is just part of the game, understanding like who's in this for the right reasons and who isn't. Um, and that's something we need to know. We didn't have this 10, 12 years ago. And you see where the growth is or lack of it um, is just by how they're applying themselves. So for you doing what you do in a matter of 3 years, that's light years compared to some guys I know when I first came in and don't have shit to show for it. Now, some of them live in efficiency and broadcast on McDonald's Wi-Fi as we speak.
Yeah, man. That's that man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. So um my next question is, man, if you would like to disclose,
Go ahead.
tell the people like where you from
Uh,
the East Coast, West Coast.
well, I was born in Hugoton, Kansas, which was the southwestern tip of Kansas. But I was raised in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I say most of my life I've been more like nomadic, moved from place to place, Colorado, Springfield, Illinois, even stayed out there in LA and Houston for a minute, and came back here in order to get 3 consecutive knee surgeries done from the military. So um, once I'm done with some affairs here, I have to decide which coast I'm going to relocate to. So that's where I'm at.
Oh wow, man. Wow. So what branch of the military you was in?
United States Marine Corps.
Marines.
Mhm.
Marines. Wow. So is that why, you got injured? You got injured there?
As part of it, my job in the military was an 0351. I was an anti-tank assaultman, shooting rockets at tanks, dealing with demolitions, C4, TNT, you name it, and all that concussive force and wear and tear, especially falling off a path and landing 12 feet on a dirt rock knee first. Um, yeah, it could wear your ass out.
God damn.
Yeah,
Shit. Shit. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. Man, well, I definitely salute you on that, man, because that's, to me, that's some, like, I don't understand how people could look down on military vets. My best friend, he's a military vet. He served in the army. And
Right.
I definitely salute the black men who was in the army, because not only does it shows a level of bravery and courage and all of that stuff, but it also shows the level of intelligence that we have. Because like listen to what you just said you were doing.
Mhm.
Like most of us wouldn't think, oh, a black man could do that. Like they're used to seeing a Caucasian standing shooting rockets. But this is what we've done all throughout history in this country. You know, I do a Black History Month series right here every year,
Right,
and I spoke on, I spoke on damn, the Harlem Hellfighters.
right.
You know, and a lot of people, when I did that stream, a lot of people was like, "Wow, I didn't know that." You know, but we're the best, even in the military, man.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like we should always respect our vets, man, because it shows just how powerful Black men really are, man, and the effect we really make throughout this world, not even just this country, but worldwide, man. So I definitely, want to salute you on that, man. And my next thing is how do you feel about the current politics that's been in the military? Because I know, since you've been out, a lot of shit has changed. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, before I get into that, just on what you said earlier, what led me to the military was our history as Black men. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find any war that was ever won without Black men. Um, any conflict, any peacekeeping situation, if we weren't there, it didn't, it wasn't a good, successful mission. Um, and seeing that my grandfather and a few others I knew motivate me, that influence. Um, you notice there are not that many military men who go on these killing sprees that you see out here. You just don't. We're more peacekeepers at home. We got enough shit doing out here in the streets. But as far as the political climate, I believe mainly America is getting a nigga moment. Just a taste of what we see on a regular basis. Um, Individuals get deported. Um, Individuals catching just a little hint of hell that we catch on a regular basis, which we call a Tuesday. Um, and now everybody wants to do the whole coalition thing again. And in my respective opinion, if it isn't Black first, I'll tell everybody to hold their own nuts.
Facts, facts. I totally agree, man. And a lot of us we don't even understand that fact on what you just said, man. Like there wouldn't have been no wars won without us. It wouldn't have been no diplomacy
Nope.
without us. You know, none of that, man. So like I said, I definitely wanna salute you on that. So my next question is, besides YouTube, like what are some of your hobbies?
My first love is art, drawing. I'm getting back into graphic design, um, which I found out Westwood College, piece of shit. They weren't accredited after 2 years. So I had 120, actually 150 plus credits. They're in limbo. So basically, getting into sports, basketball, football, um, putting it in. I mean, getting to work in the gym, um, helping others out here, just in general. Talking to friends and associates, putting them back on the right path. I say more or less lightweight counseling, but but outside of that, I just do my thing out here.
No doubt, man. Well, you know, I think and I did a stream about this. I
Mm,
think Black men should something as a stress relief, something that could be therapeutic for us is for us to have certain hobbies,
yeah,
and we should definitely expound on them because I love drawing too. Like
that's what's up.
I was drawing I love to draw since I was a kid. Like that was one of the things that I would do that I can focus on
Mm,
and just like go into another world. Like even in class, like I used to be the type I'll finish my work, I'll just
yeah,
start drawing. I always would draw on my desk my book bags. I had graffiti all on my book bags, my
I know the kind.
notebook. Yeah, like that was me. That was me in class. Like I was doing that. So man, I feel like black men, man, we should definitely explore our hobbies and not be afraid to even display them. You know, like me, I like reptiles and shit like that. I like
Right,
animals. Like
right.
besides drawing, one of my first loves, I loved animals. Like I love animals, all types.
Yeah,
And I noticed like in this YouTube space, man, a lot of black men just act so closed in and extra bravado, like we're not we're not human. You
right,
know, like we don't it's like we're afraid to express certain parts of ourselves, man. And I think that also creates that negative competitiveness between us on here.
mm, yeah,
Because a lot of dudes are closed in, they closed minded, they're afraid to actually show who they are because, like you said, they don't know who they are,
right,
and that creates a lot of friction between brothers too, man.
yeah,
So I think that brothers should definitely explore our hobbies, man, and actually invest into it. Because for a long time, out of my group of friends,
mm,
the same thing I do on YouTube, I do in real life. Out of my crew, I'm like the guy who everyone comes to for things. Not on no bragging shit, but this is
right,
just how I always been. And for a long time, some of my friends used to be like, "Yo, you need to be a preacher," you know, and then other people was like, "Yo, you should go into public speaking." And other people were saying, "Yo, you could be an orator. You could be a motivational speaker." So this is just a step, like
mhm.
I said, for me to build a platform for other things that's gonna come in the future, man. So my next question is
Well, I was gonna say before you go on the next thing,
go ahead, bro.
just the fact that you are comfortable with being yourself, that either attracts more people to you or scares the shit out of them, as what you see on YouTube. And you're definitely right. There's a lot of us who are taught to be comfortable with being creatively constipated as black men. We're supposed to be these beasts of burden. We're supposed to be these scapegoats of convenience. We're supposed to be these automatons that have no interest, just to be emotional tampons and worse. When we're much more than that. Just what you see right now with what you do isn't even scratching the surface of who you are as a man, respectively. And that's why I believe your platform and a number of others are put out there to extract that greatness from them. But they have to put in the work. They have to really understand that that video you made, um, did you ever think manhood be easy? It has to hit home for them. Like, I had that downloaded as soon as you posted that up because it hit home. Most people need to hear that. And they figured that's why I bang on these incels mainly. It's like all these excuses in this society don't work. No one's trying to hear that. Either you swing or you get swung on and beat the fuck up. It's a choice. So I will say salute to you for doing the legwork, actually being unedited with the truth. This is one of your many pulpits, and you've been hitting home with these sermons quite a bit. I'll say that.
No doubt, man. I appreciate it. And I had a conversation a while ago. I think it was on Gab Talk Media, and he
Mhm.
had a bunch of we had that discussion, the Pookie and Ray Ray discussion versus the
Oh
the,
shit.
the educated lane discussion, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I was trying to tell those guys, like, listen, there's no such thing as an educated lane.
No.
How are you lame because you're educated? I'm educated. I went to school. I have a degree. So because you've done that doesn't make you lame. What makes you lame is the shit you say.
And stand on.
Right. And the way you respond to how other people think about what you're saying. That's what makes you lame. And what I want guys like that to understand, man, is at one point in my life, I was like that. I
Right.
was I was stuck in my head. And you know what happened to me? And I'm gonna just be and I never said this before, but one day I was laying in my bed
Mhm.
and I said to myself, I said, nigga, how long are you going to continue to not be happy? How long do you want to keep living vicariously through your homies?
Real shit.
How long you gonna how long are you gonna stay in your shell? How long? Are you like I had to look myself in the I've actually done this. I looked myself in the mirror and said, this shit gotta stop.
Yeah.
This shit has to stop. And when I did that and I started to just make small steps, I said, damn,
Mhm.
I should have did this shit a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
And what I try to explain to those guys is what y'all going through is normal. It's not abnormal. So
Right.
nothing is wrong with you. It's just that at some point you have to take self accountability for what you're not getting, for why you're not happy, for 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 why you're not for why you're basically robbing yourself of life. Because at one point in my life, that's what I was doing. I was watching life and wasn't living it. And a lot of these guys has decided to continue to play on a bench. They they
Yeah.
they've made a conscious decision to be bench warmers for the rest of their life. And a long time ago, I said, I'm not doing this shit no more. I don't deserve to be on a bench. I'm on the bench because I put myself here. You know, man. And I think that will really, if those guys was really just to be real with themselves and to say, man, I'm tired of riding the bench. I'm tired of being a water boy. I'm tired of being a nigga handing Carmelo the towel. I want to be on the court with that nigga. I'm tired of hearing niggas they water bottle, squirting water in their mouth and shit. You know
But
what I'm saying, bro?
but you know what, man? I'm glad you said that because anybody who accepts the educated lame title, you're really playing yourself. That's a backhanded diss when you have people say that or have you accept that. Being educated doesn't make you lame. Being ashamed of being educated and forward thinking, that's what makes you lame. You know, you can say something like what BGS would say, a classic man, Renaissance black man, forward thinking man. Um, Understand like what you speak into your life is what you get. If you say underwhelming stuff or talking about what I'm gonna do or I can't or what you're not able to do, you won't. If you complain, you stay the same. As you know, Stefan Klingfeld would say, shout out to him. But there comes a point where you got to sit down and look in the mirror and you have to really see the ugly nature of where you're at. And some people figure like there's an honor in sitting on the throne of bullshit. That's why I tell people in my respective way, just as you do, stop living these egregious lies. You can be any and everything online, but as soon as you click that button off, reality's looking at you in the face. Are you living? Are you actually living? Or are you just existing? Are you allowing your comfort zone to become your coffin and looking to get praise for it? Because if they're going to read your eulogy, people gonna have some stories, some memorable things to say about you. So like, you know what? I remember Sheep did this. He put me on game on this, or I remember the man he was. Not just uh, he looks sharper than that casket. That's all some people are gonna have said to them. They didn't make their mark. No nuts, no glory. And when it comes to masculinity, nobody honors participation or attendance trophies. They just don't. You gotta get up in there. Like, hell, I got a scar right here that shows I shouldn't be here. And this is from a metal pallet when I was working at a tire warehouse in Houston. With it flared in, it fell 25 feet and smacked the other pallet that was above me, but it punctured my head. If that pallet wasn't there, we wouldn't have this conversation. But the fact that I'm here says something. I was in the middle of ground zero where I felt I was at the lowest of the low, but you had to have that conversation and look around at yourself like, this bullshit is beneath me. How long do I want to stay mired here? And when you're sick and tired of it, you're going to find people who help pull you out if you're looking for those hands. That's my opinion.
Facts, man. And just to add on to that too, the people are gonna be there to help you when they see that you working toward actually getting out of the shit. Because I noticed when I was stuck in that place earlier on in my life, most people would just sit back and watch.
Right.
They're just sitting back waiting to see what you're gonna do. And then when they see that, oh, he's starting to move. Well, let me tell him about this, or let me tell him he could go here to do this or do that. So what brothers is down like that, they gotta understand that nobody's gonna help you until they see you helping yourself.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, at some point or another, even the person that's willing to help you, they was at that point. They was at that point. And once you get on the road to doing what you doing, you don't want to waste no time, and you ain't trying to pacify and hold no nigga hand
At all.
and that's the problem with a lot of these incels. They want you to hold a hand and escort them through life, and that's not real. Because even at some point, your mama gonna tell you, "Nigga, get out."
Take the race car bed with you.
Right. Take your lunchbox and your WWF thermos.
And your wooden foot. Get your ass out of here.
Exactly. You a man now. I love you, son, but you a man. You know, and it's best that you understand that before it gets to that point.
Yeah.
You know, and because then, man, we make jokes about you know, I call him Peg Leg Willie, but he's that guy's really, it's really sad that there's men at his age, man, that are really, they're like kids, man. They're like babies.
Yeah.
He's like
Arrested
a
Development.
baby. Yeah, he's like a baby, man. Like he really needs he
His binky.
yes.
You're sitting on there with a squawk box to sound powerful, but when you have something like that, that tells me like once you cut the TV off and all that, your voice means nothing out in the real world.
Exactly.
Your voice, no, your works have no base to it. So online, yeah, you can say no and talk about bending chicks over on a couch, but I don't know how you do that when you're 5'1". That's a little ass couch, but hey.
Right, that's what I've always said. I don't know how you're reaching up to there, and you're the goddamn height of a beaver.
I can't take it seriously when you try to give a chick back shots and your legs are swinging. I just don't get it.
Right. You need a goddamn high chair. You
like
need
you
a
hanging
high
off the
chair.
car.
Right. I don't get it either, man. Like the shit is, and it this is why I make jokes out of it, man. But it's terrible, man. It's terrible, bro.
Yeah. Well, we have to make jokes because in many times, and I'll say bluntly, I've been somewhere near there. Have I ever experienced the homosexual lifestyle? Yeah, I've done it. It was humiliating, but the thing is, like in those moments, um, you find out how strong your resolve is. Sometimes you can go look back and you're like, you know what? When I was out there, when I lost everything, it scared the shit out of people how quick I got that back and then some. Because when your nose is to the grindstone, when you're done playing, it is get out of the way or get ran over. But for guys like Peg Leg Willie to broadcast his pains and, you know, having a loss record of 0-12 for prom, that's outright sad, man. I mean, we've been hurt before, but come on, man, fucking like we got scars. You have to remember, like when you buck up, man, chicks scars. But when you steady picking at it online, I got to get you some man pons or some stronger pads or something because you're bleeding online and off.
Yeah, man, and it's the shit is sad, and
Mhm.
older guys like that, what they don't understand is when the younger guys see dudes like that, man, it,
Yeah,
it, it makes the younger dudes be like, yeah, we doing something right, not respecting these niggas.
facts.
We're doing something right, not respecting these dudes because why do I need to respect you?
Your life's a joke.
Right. You like the nigga on the corner asking them to buy him a Lucy. That's
Or
60 years
panhandling at the
old.
gas station for change.
Right. Right. So it's like, damn, y'all don't even know how much damage y'all actually doing to the community,
Yeah,
by being that way because it makes the next generation begin to not only diss him, but other guys that come behind him. It makes the young guys be like, well, should we listen to any of y'all niggas? Because you know how it works in our community. We're all dumped in one bucket.
oh yeah.
There is no, there is no,
We
there
don't
is
have
no
no
difference.
compartments.
Right. There's none of that. Especially when it comes to black men. We're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
dump all you niggas in one bucket and we gonna pull y'all out one at a time to see if y'all different.
And if you too good, we're gonna throw you back in the bucket and see if you climb back out.
Right. We're gonna see how resilient you are, and then maybe we'll give you some kudos for that. But that
Right.
you know, I want those guys to understand how much damage they're actually doing to black men by partaking in that type of lifestyle. Because that's another reason why the young dudes don't want to get out the street.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, this nigga ain't got nothing to offer, and his old homies ain't got nothing to
No, no.
offer.
So why should I stop?
Exactly. Exactly. Like, what do you really have to tell me? What do you really have to offer me, man? So, you know, um,
You
how do
right.
you what do you think, or how do you think we can approach the young black man of today? And I'm saying that because Grinch get a lot of flack,
Man.
you know, and I understand where Grinch come from because Grinch is like, listen,
Mhm.
nigga, I done more than all you old niggas.
Right.
So how could y'all sit here and talk to me or try to chastise me or try to tell me what I'm doing wrong? And this
Right.
is the mentality of the average young dude,
Yeah. I, I-
you know?
I'd say to answer your question, when it comes to addressing the youth coming up today, don't just tell them your story. Show them how you grew through your story to this day. Show them that this is what you see me out. This is just a chapter I had to work to. This isn't where the glory days. This isn't Al Bundy talking about 4 touchdowns in high school. This is like I'm getting money now, and I was where you were, but I could show you how I did it and make it work for yourself. There are not too many of us doing that today. You got people who just want clout and accolades for the strength of what they did a long time ago. That was then. I'm trying to get out this hole today. And if you don't have a ladder, hell, a shoestring, I want to hear. I want that shit you say. What are you talking about? And for them to come at Grinch as they did, this young man not only just told his story of the stuff he's been through, some similar instances, but he's showing his work. And for if you're upset that he's out there climbing and making things happen for himself, that just shows me how dusty you really are. How much of a raggedy, bummy piece of shit you deserve to be. You deserve to be clowned for being afraid of being your best self, of challenging yourself to be better. I just think that's weak how they're coming at Grinch, or how they came at you or any of us who aspire to be better. A lot of us are tired of the same old, same old. And when you see progress manifest, it's infectious. A smart individual, like, how do I get like that? Can you show me? Put my pride aside. Like, look, I had no idea how to get there. Can you give me some advice? And listening to broadcasts like yours and Grinch and Angry Man and Legion of others, I gain a little something. And I find I'm a lot better listening to you guys than the racket you see every day, which is nothing different than what I saw 10 years ago. Just same old shit, new faces. That's how we need to approach them.
Facts, man. Because you know, shit, Grinch make me want to go harder, and with doing other things and just expanding myself. That's
Mm-hmm.
what he made me start looking at myself like, damn, I could be doing a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, like he made me feel like, damn, nigga, all right, you doing this, but you know you could be doing more.
I
You
know
know
I
you
getting on my game.
right, like you know there's something else you could be doing too. Like
Yeah.
you don't just have to stop here, you don't have to stop there. You can keep going. And that's very inspiring because this is a young brother, man. And I totally respect his story, where he come from.
Yeah.
Like that level of resiliency and charisma that dude that Grinch has, man. That's upper echelon shit.
Right.
You know, to come from where he came from, most dudes are just settled with a $10 hour job. Where
And that's
where
why I look
where,
at
where they
you
could buy their
guys.
Jordans, they could buy their little
Bootleg.
weed, eat their little McDonald's, and they good in life. Have a little hoopty, and they good in life. He could have just did
and
that.
and a little bit of, basement ass.
Right, exactly. You know, he could have just stopped right there. From
Yeah.
where he came from, shit, most people will be like, nigga, you a success.
Going to slap in your face.
Right. Right. But he said, and this is something he always say, he never settled for mediocrity. And when he
Yeah.
said that, I said, damn, maybe I'm settling too. You
Not
know,
necessarily.
not not
I,
not in the way of me settling and not doing anything else, but settling in my approach to things. Like I can actually take on more. I can do
right.
that. You
Yeah.
know, he's motivating me to say, well, nigga, you know you could go back to school for something else too. You could try something new. You know,
Yeah.
because a lot of times, especially when you have a family, because I know with him, he doesn't have children or nothing like that. But with me, I'm looking at it like, well, if I did go back to school and try something new, only person to be in my way is me.
Yeah.
You know, my children ain't gonna be in the way. My lady ain't gonna be in my way. So why don't I do that? And that's very inspiring. And that's
Yeah.
and I feel like That's what we gotta do as brothers, man. Look at shit like that and take it as, don't take it as, that nigga trying to shit on me. That nigga said I ain't doing nothing. You know? And that's what I hear from a lot of these dudes when they be trying to get on my man. Like,
Right.
it's like they're projecting their failure
Yeah.
because he's successful in what he's doing. And that's
Actually,
not what he's doing, man.
the thing is, and you're right on that. A lot of times they're getting on guys like Grinch. It shows their inability to challenge themselves. They're afraid of actually stepping outside the box. They're comfortable sitting in a little box because that's all they know. They're afraid of the unknown. Just as you chose to venture out on YouTube and 3 years later, here you are. And some real shit. The thing is, like, as men, you want to be around men who inspire you to go a little harder. Grinch is one of the main reasons why I'm going back to school. Um, a lot of your broadcasts, I say Angerman and Jason Black, Breast Back Truth, and Harvey Superboy, you guys are one of the main reasons I do a lot of self-assessment. Whenever there's a broadcast, I'll listen to and like, you know what? I need to look at myself a little bit further because I don't think I'm going farther than far as I need to go. Maybe I am a little coasting a little bit. I say take a break sometimes to get some rest, but catch that breather and get back on the grind again. And seeing you guys win, that inspires me to win because I know I'm next. If I keep pushing, I'm there. But to sit there and piss and moan and complain, that's male bitch shit. I mean, those guys who do that, I think they have C cup titties, personally. And they're lactating.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man. Exactly, man. So, and see what we talking about. That's why, I threw out the Brotherhood series. That series, that was something I done when I first came on YouTube. And
And we appreciate that.
yeah, man, and I did that because I need brothers to understand that, like, like y'all always say, man, we all we got.
Yeah.
Cause that's the truth. Because if we're not there, at the end of the day, nobody's gonna be there because our women cannot be there the way we need them to be when it comes down to certain things.
Facts.
And brothers need to understand that. That's why it makes no sense to be running around chasing a woman. Because the problems that really plague men, women cannot fix.
No.
They cannot fix that shit.
I think I know why they do that though. In most cases, I'll say 99.92% of the time, most of these guys are looking for another mother to sleep with.
Mm. That's
Because
sick.
mama,
That's
mama,
sick.
mama had them on the titty sometimes even in their 50s. And when she decides to reluctantly let them go, he's finding the next chick who's gonna let them suckle on her breast. Where you got hobosexuals. And when I lived with a chick, I didn't go full blown sit at the house, you know, bumming gas money and sitting on my highest achievements being on Xbox and PlayStation. When I made that choice, at the time I was running more or less from myself, from my problems. And it came to a point where if you don't address your problems is going to gang up and beat the shit out of you. And they need to. It's going to teach you how to fight back. So from that moment on, and acquiring either the injuries or the lessons I learned, I had to look at it as like, as a man, I had to stand on my square. You know, just as you do. It's like, look, I'm not going to be ashamed of standing upright. I'm not going to bow my head and speak in low tones. I'm not just going to speak with bass. I'm going to walk with it, walk with authority, and own what is in front of me, whether it's an obstacle or an opportunity. So when you see these guys do what they do, it's good that we see it, that we learn from ourselves and each other. Like, look, that's not what I'm going to be. If I can help that individual be better or get out that dysfunction, so be it. But if they're comfortable there, they'll either know on their own time when to get out of it, or they'll suffocate themselves with it. Mediocrity is a cancer of choice, in my opinion.
Facts, 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 man. So I'm gonna ask you one more question and then we can wrap it up, man.
All right.
Um, man.
It could be anything, man. Fuck no swing for the hills, man.
That's
I'm still
fact.
laughing about the whole red pill versus jelly beans, man. Like I'm just
Yeah, man. I mean, this shit is crazy because I feel like a lot of brothers, man. What we gotta do is we have to really start looking within inside ourselves and finding out what what is what is it that I'm ignoring that people are actually seeing. Because it's like these dudes act like it's normal for them to be that way. And it's like, wow, why do you guys think I'm so weird? I don't think I'm weird.
how much time he got.
Like, so it's like, so what do you like to all of the guys out there, man? What would be your advice for them? And on some, just be straight up raw and just give them some advice, man. Just give them some advice, bro.
Well, I could say from personal experience, um, when I was out there between 2005 to 2009, I was out there wilding. Just, I know some of these incels ain't gonna understand it, but running in and out of chicks, just being reckless. And I dodged a few bullets, but I paid a lot of consequences from that. Um, I found out that there's individuals who will burn you, not just figuratively, but literally. And you have to look within. You have to take some really deep introspective inventory of where you're at, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be sugar coated or anything. You have to really be honest with yourself. And okay, look, if this life I'm living has not produced the results I want, take an example for what I did. I took a 4-year sexual hiatus. I didn't become a straight up monk or anything like that. I just kept to myself. Just like I had to heal up because I used the little head to basically dictate my life, and I ended up fucking myself in more ways than one. Uh, what am I reading? What am I taking in as far as videos or whatnot? How's that reflecting my life? Because every time I do anything, people are going to look at me and respond to what I'm showing them. I'm giving them a preview of how to treat me. And if I don't like how I'm being treated, I have to go back and take some inventory and fix that. And it's going to take time. This whole instant gratification, it's costly. Some things you have to be groomed to accept, like success, like forward progression, like being blunt and brutally honest with yourself and living in that truth. Because living a lie is very costly, it's very taxing. And you lose a lot more trying to maintain the cost and upkeep of the lives we live. And when it comes to women, be honest. I wouldn't, just not just out there and like, hey, I need some pussy now, but learn how to show them that you're comfortable with yourself. If you reflect that, they can embrace that. Don't come back with some goofy agendas and live a lie and or gas them up, talking about I'm this guy, I'm a man of means, when your life is really meaningless. You have to just not just speak it, but you have to walk it, both in principle and action, and it'll show itself. And take a look at the circle of people you're around. If you're around a bunch of ashy dick dudes, you're gonna be the fifth one. But if you're around a bunch of guys who have been rugged and battle tested and about success, you're the next guy. But you have to stick with it. You have to be consistent and honest with yourself and other people. And more than anything, make sure your word means to everybody you deal with, especially you. because a lot of us have been comfortable and complacent lying with ourselves or lying to ourselves just to get life's crumbs, if that. So I would just say, just take each day and make it mean something, like your life depends on it, because it does. And there's a lot of people who need your influence. Some you don't know, some you haven't met yet. And if you become your best self, you'd be surprised how many people you can influence just by you climbing out the gutter, so to speak, and daring to win. So you just change your mindset and how you speak and how you promote yourself on and offline. You'd be amazed at what you can obtain and change. That's just one of many things I could say. But stop jacking off, guys. Shit gets old.
Yeah,
stop,
man.
stop showing your dicks to people. I mean, come on, man. Just give a woman a reason to fuck with you, not just get the fuck away from you. That's one of the things.
Right. That's
I could
that's
go in,
some
man,
real
but
shit.
that's
That's
really that be.
that's some real shit, man. And to just add on that real quick, man, you know, while y'all brothers is doing what Ronin just said, man, understand that pain comes with that.
A lot of it.
Nigga, nigga, crying comes with it, nigga. You gonna cry. You gonna cry. You gonna hurt. You're gonna feel anxiety. This is what comes with it. This shit is a process. This is not no, this ain't no fix a flat shit. This ain't, this ain't no White Castle burger shit. You just throw it in the bing, 30 seconds and you got a burger. No, that's not how life works, man. Especially for a man.
Especially.
Especially if you, especially for most black men, because most of us come from poverty. Most of us don't come from anything. We come from the dirt. We come from struggle. So just understand, man, that the things that you're afraid of is inevitable. It's inevitable, man. It is, man. So,
Yeah.
man, bro, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Oh, hey, Sheep, I wanted to say too. You're looking at a guy who had many nights and pretty much tears of being a devout introvert to closer to an extrovert. And that took like close to damn near 20 years. So a lot of guys, as you saying, were coming from impoverished situations. You have some guys who are impoverished as far as character or principles or even purpose. That's something we have to fix. And you got brothers like yourself and Grinch and Angry Man and a legion of others who are looking to pull that out of you, but you got to want that. We can say any and everything to you and for you, but if you're not willing to pursue that and live it, it's like you're trying to catch the wind. So that's why I want to say with you, and shout out to you, Sheep, because you're doing some yeoman's work, man. I mean, shit. Yeah, I know you weren't addressing me a lot of time, but like sometimes I sat back like, damn, yeah, that felt like a nut shot right there. But okay, all right,
But
everybody can
yeah,
get it.
yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through, bro. As always, man, you always welcome here on this platform, man. I appreciate your constant support every time you come through, man. I appreciate your donations.
Oh, yeah,
And I'm glad you gave me this opportunity to chop it up with you, man, because I'm gonna just be real. You kind of like an internet celebrity to me, man. Because like I said, I I knew your name for years before I saw you around. So when I first saw you, I'm like, Ronin Martin, what Ronin Martin? I said, oh shit, that's the nigga from 5150. That's my nigga right there. This nigga's in conscious YouTube. Yo,
hey,
like, man, when I first saw you, bro, I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy.
hey,
So,
man, I appreciate that, man. But I mean, the thing is, like, hey, I'm just like you, man, just doing the damn thing. It's like, um, and something real quick in meeting guys like Corey and Chill and a few others. It's like like anything else, you sell people on you. If you are a genuine individual and you're content with being your genuine self, a lot of people can't help but to fuck with that or get the fuck away from it. And even Corey said himself, man, it's like, look, man, fucking, I fuck with you, dude. Just, you ain't out here. You don't want anything from me, and just other than the best from me. And I'll tell Corey, look, man, did you eat? You cool? You straight? Just tell them in his tell people in their face, man. Fucking, I celebrate you while you're here, because in so many ways he helped me doing what the show is. Laughter is medicine. Just how you're a great orator, and the things you say, man, it's like it's the medicine we need. You need to keep it bitter. So knowing that I'm gonna travel around as I do and building too, we gonna link up, man. We're gonna do this interview again. And plus we're gonna meet up in person, man. Chop it up, and make things happen. Sitting on YouTube and is nice, but seeing people in real time and making shit happen in real space, that's the goal. That's the business.
Facts, man. Facts. My big bro, he in the chat right now. That's what he always say too, man. So
Yeah.
definitely, I'm out here in NC too. Angry Man, he out in NC and Raleigh. I'm at the end of North Carolina. I'm in Charlotte. So
That's what's up.
we could definitely make it happen, man. So like I said,
We
man, you got
will.
my email. We will, exactly. We're speaking already into existence. We will.
Yeah.
So, we got each other email, man. We could definitely stay in contact, bro. I appreciate you coming through. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. This has been episode 13 of Real Spill with my guy Ronin. 5150 Nation, nigga.
Damn right.
5150 Nation, nigga.
No
For
koi
real.
sauce.
No koi sauce, nigga.
Hey, Sheep, I'll do you one better. Fucking if everything pans out the way I expect it to pan out, we'll broadcast it live. I'll put some money in your hand.
Appreciate that, bro. No doubt, man. No doubt. We
That's what we gonna
definitely no salute, my brother. So y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Ronin, because like he said, he definitely does content. So y'all go subscribe, show the brother some love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If y'all would like to be on the next episode, A Real Spill, email me dsalliance1@gmail.com. That's dsalliance1@gmail.com, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
I'm an
Peace.
intellectual powerhouse.
The king of content, nigga.
Oswald Coppermouth.
Brass mouth monkey.
Digi LaFleur.
Carnage from Marvel.
Dr. Strag.
The tallest billy goat in the world.
The coolest high school janitor ever.
Fucking a police flashlight.
Roach Leg Larry.
Gilbert.
West Side Norbit.
Ray Nathan off Sugar Hill. 5150 niggas, we out, man. Sheepstakes TV, man.
All day,
We out,
man.
John. Peace. Yo, that's my nigga, man.